Hi everyone, and welcome to And So On. My name is Lisa, and today I'm going to be doing a book review for you. Now, I am still a little bit under the weather, less so than when I saw you the other day, but my voice is still a little bit scratchy and I'm still a little bit low energy, so if I'm not quite as peppy as usual, you'll know why. So the book I'm reviewing today is called Sewing Your Dream Wardrobe by my friend Athina Kakou in Greece. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with Athina with her website and her wonderful vlog, as well as her Instagram account. And Athina's put together this book basically about mindful sewing. And if you're familiar with any of the other capsule wardrobe books or identifying your style, that sort of thing, this is a great book because it really takes it from the perspective of the sewist. So she takes you through, about her, what she's been doing, as well as what mindful sewing is and why it's really important to today's sewist. Now, I don't know about you, but I found that probably about 6 months ago, I moved from making things that I just could make to making things that I want to make, right? Because we can't just make all the things that is possible for us to make, because once we hit a certain level of skill, there are so many things that we can make. And after a while, I think people often become a little bit tired of just kind of making all the things, and you don't even wear half of it, and then you feel kind of silly because you spent the time and the money, and the only thing worse than wasting money is wasting time and money, right? So I like this book because what it did was, in a very short span of time, and again, like I actually bought the curated closet, and I did love the concept of it, but I knew that I was not going to take the time to work through every single one of those steps. And for me, I think what Athina has done is she's condensed it so that it's something that you could sit down in an evening or 2 evenings and really kind of figure out your style, figure out a direction you want to go for the coming season, and pick your projects and go. So her idea is either to sew a capsule collection or just sewing in collections. And so that some people may feel limited by just sewing one capsule, but she's encouraging you to look at things in collections so that you have pieces that go together. And we do that through color and we do that through style. She also gives you so many great tips on speeding up your sewing, tips on saving money while you're sewing, tips on keeping your personal style in mind while you're sewing. So lots of really great tips and tricks that I think everybody could really, really use. So here's an example of one of the collections that she shows. She does a black, white, and red collection, and she shows you how, how she has pieces that all me-mades that she was able to put together in a collection that she knows will go together, that she knows she can mix and match. And she makes it very clear that you don't have to use only me-made items, that it's actually great to be able to mix things in with your ready-to-wear. And then as a bonus at the end, she has partnered with another friend of mine, Hattie Vanderkroon, to do something on maternity wear. And this is perfect because clearly for maternity wear, you really only want to put together, one collection or one, capsule in order to get you through a pregnancy. You don't need as many clothes because you're not gonna be able to wear them as long. So here's the workbook that's separate, and it's an extra 20 odd pages. And what that allows you to do is itemize what you have, purge your closet of things that you, for whatever reason, are done of. Look at those things and see, okay, why am I done with them? What is it that, no longer works for me? And then identifying your personal style, and then how to translate that personal style into items you need and in which order you need them so that you're able to prioritize. And that for me is a big one, is to figure out, okay, I want to make all the things. What do I really need, and in what order should I prioritize them? So the first thing that I did was I did the mood boards, and I did mine on Pinterest. I called it Style Inspo, if you want to go on my Pinterest, and I'll link it below, and I'll show you some of it now. And what I discovered pretty quickly is I sort of have this inspiration to be a French girl. I love that French girl style, that effortless, clean, simple, a few key pieces, and really, really chic. And so I kept coming back to that kind of stuff. And I also kept coming back to Olivia Palermo, who I don't even think I've ever seen her act that I know of, but I really like her style as well. And so on one of the things you can do is look up celebrities that you admire, either on Instagram or on Pinterest, and see what they're wearing, because that also might be of inspiration to you. So I follow her now on Instagram, and I'm seeing lots of great style. So after I went through my mood board, Athena suggests that you, number one, identify what do those things have in common, and then what sort of patterns are coming up for you. So for me, I saw there were patterns of midi skirts, there were patterns of culottes, denim, sandals and sneakers, which I have a lot of sandals, but I have almost no sneakers. I'm not a shoe girl. And then dresses of a fit and flare variety, which is not generally something I make. So it's interesting to see those things come up. So then she has you color in your 5 favorite colors, and I'm using my kids' markers, so they're not the best. I took black and white as just a given, blue, gray, and then accent colors of red and versions of pink and purple. I'm not really a green girl. I don't like yellow or mustard, orange. None of those are really my favorites. So it was great to kind of identify that. And then lastly for me, as far as I've gone, is making a project priority list. And she also has pages on, what do I need to buy? What do I already have? So that you can really stay organized. And I just print out the pages that I want. Mostly I'm just reading this, like most of my books, reading them on the iPad, but I'm able to print out the ones that I want, which is great. So I have this priority list, things for now, things for later. You can see the now list is a lot longer. So then I started kind of prioritizing them 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's go through a little bit of what I'm planning to do. And number one is I want to do a pair of high-waisted jeans, and I have a plan to do that right now. I have my denim all washed. I'm doing the ginger jeans. I'm starting them this weekend. You guys should see them soon. I know how many times have I threatened to do the ginger jeans? I'm actually doing the ginger jeans, and I have a collab coming up on them, so I have to do them anyway. It's forcing me to do it, which is the reason why I suggested the collab to begin with. So I'm going to do a pair of high-waisted jeans. Second is a midi skirt, and so for the midi skirt, I'm going to do the Patti pocket skirt by Amy Nicole Studio, and I actually have, I'm going to be part of her spring blog tour that's coming up, and I'll put the dates of that below. So I wanted to make it anyway since it came out. I just haven't had a chance, so this is perfect. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do it in, I think I might do it well, why don't I show you first my palette here. So this is the palette, and you'll recognize most of this from my last haul that I did. Some of it's from earlier than that. So I have this light denim that I was going to do a shirt dress, but I actually think I would wear more if I did either a pair of culottes or a midi skirt in this denim. So a lot of these here of this palette that I have, isn't that pretty? This is like so me. I love all this. Very, very neutral. So in the tops, you'll see a little bit of hits of color that fall into that color palette. And so somewhere in these, you're gonna find the Patti pocket. I'm also going to do a pair of culottes. So I have a couple of culotte patterns, but I want to try and use the 9075 jumpsuit that I did last year because it fits me really well. It fits my waist, fits my hips really well. And I'm wondering if I don't pleat the back, if I leave the pleats open, if I can somehow do an elastic waistband just at the back and avoid putting in a zipper. So I feel like I can because for me personally, I don't have a big differential between my waist and my hips, so I can kind of sneak something over my hips and have it fit on my waist fairly well. So I'm gonna give that a try, and I'm probably gonna do it maybe in this, because I think this would be nice and still have a good amount of drape, or even this one. And the only thing with this one is it's so light, I'm a little bit worried about it being see-through. I'm just not sure if it'll end up being see-through or not, so I'm gonna have to play that by ear. Tops. So you'll see kind of in all that French girl stuff that a gray tank top / t-shirt is key, and I have this beautiful gray, so I have a couple of tops that I might do, like the Greco tee or the Durango tank top. There's a couple of free patterns that I think would work really, really well, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do that. I have this beautiful Nanny Eero that I've been waiting to use, and so I'm gonna do a shirt out of this. This is on the list. And then a couple of really simple tanks and t-shirts. This purple goes with my color palette, as well as the striped top is also very French. The last thing that I wanna make, I pinned this picture. It's from Carolina Herrera. It's a beautiful white shirt. And this happens to be sometimes that I pin something and then all of a sudden I find the pattern to go with it. So Style Arc just has this new teddy pattern. And if you have a look at it, it's very, very similar. I would need to add sleeves, but other than that, it's quite similar. And so I think I'm also going to try and make that. And I think I'm actually going to make it out of a white sheet that I have. I feel like it will have the right heft to it, the right drape. So I'll at least do a wearable muslin in that and see what comes out. So that's it. I highly recommend this book. I think it's really well organized, really concise and to the point with lots of beautiful inspiration. I think it's something you can work through in a decent amount of time and get to the sewing, because that's what we all want to do, right? Really kind of organize your thoughts, get some inspiration, get your sojo moving, and then head into the sewing. So Athina has been very sweet and given me a discount code for my viewers to get 10% off. And if you head over there, I believe it's by the end of the weekend, but I'll put down below exactly the dates. It's already 10% off, so you'll be getting 20% off. And in the meantime, you'll also be supporting a wonderful sewist in our community who works so hard. And you will not be disappointed. It is a lovely, lovely book. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't had a chance to look at the previous video, there is a giveaway there. So go back over there. I'm going to link it and you can enter into the giveaway. That's good until this coming Monday. And coming up next, I'm going to review the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book that I just received yesterday from Amazon. And with that, I'm going to give you some of my tips on sewing with knit, some of the things that I've really found to be super useful. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.